What's good, Psych Perspectives, giofvcks, talking about love, relationships, advice, hints, tips, politics, you name it. Let's get back to the story with Dylan, the same guy from 2015, 2016. So, and now it's 2017. So, the following day after the Pride party and the debacle, I'm chilling at the house. Not really hungover, but just really tired and sore because for some, you know how when you're dancing and then, you get drunk and you do dumb shit, you end up hurting yourself. I always wake up with bruises, like all the time. And I'd be like, okay. So I'm just chilling at the house, watching Moonlight, minding my own business. It's the following day. He texts. And this is when I started really realizing, like, this is ridiculous. You never said that you made it home. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the following day, bro. Really? I mean, when I say following day, it's like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon following day. And you getting on me about, okay. So, anyways, so I let that slide. I'm like, I'm watching Moonlight. I don't really feel like being bothered. Now, I've noticed we would hang out with him and it seemed like it was never enough. Like, and he always was, again, persuading, guilt tripping, or shaming us into drinking, right? Because all he did was drink. And the thing is, his tolerance was all the way up here. We weren't there yet because, again, I didn't really start drinking until after my grandfather passed away in 2015. So we weren't really all the way there yet. Where with him, you're talking about he drinking Hennessy, Crown, Remy Martin on a consecutive basis, plus he smoked weed, plus he does other things, okay, which I didn't know about until late. Like I said, this is why I be trying to tell people, you do not rush into relationships. Rushing into relationships, get to know people, okay? And getting to know a person could be anywhere from a week, a month, 6 months, a year, 2, 3. You never truly know people. That's my whole point. So if you're sitting up here in a relationship after you met somebody a month ago, in my personal opinion, that's a red flag. That is too fast. You want to get to know, oh, sorry, Mercy. You want to get to know people. So, oh, sorry, my dog, he in here with me. But, yes, get down. But, Mers, get down. No, get down. So, what doesn't make any sense is like, you would hang out with him and it would never be enough. He always wanted to hang out, which I noticed even with the other person. We'll call Jay the other person. Jay was the same way. It's like you would hang out with him and you would think, oh, we had a good night. We good. No. The following day, you want to go out to eat? You want to go to the movies? What are you doing? Let's get ice cream. Let's go to the park. You want to watch a movie? Let's have a movie night. Oh, I'm having a bonfire. Like, it was never enough. Every time you turned around, they want to hang out. They want all of your attention, all of your time. They're very inconsiderate of the fact that you have your own life. You have other responsibilities. You have other friends, other commitments. They don't care. Again, narcissists, toxic, dysfunctional people, they come on extremely hard and extremely strong. This is why they call it the honeymoon phase. Because during this phase, they can't get enough of you, okay? They put all their time, attention into you for that time being. And it's very short. Because keep in mind, as soon as they get bored with you, as soon as they get what they want out of you, they're moving on to the next. And in many cases, they were already talking to multiple other people and playing mind games and leading other folks on right along with you. So don't think that you're the special one. Trust me. Okay? So, and then when we were with him, it was always, this guilt tripping, this shaming on why aren't you drinking? Why don't you take a shot? Well, here's a shot. Well, why don't you do this? Well, why not? It's always something. And it's just like, again, this is another reason why, in my personal opinion, you have to be careful of talking to people that are older than you. And when I say older, I would say a good 5+ years older, because it's about control in some of these situations. Like, because I've noticed with Dylan, everybody that he talks to are way younger than him. Nobody's actually his age, because the other person that he was talking to was what, 2.5, 3 years younger than me. So you in your 30s, damn near talking to a 19-year-old and a 22-year-old. I'm just saying, okay, these are red flags across the board, okay? And it's all about you controlling and manipulating because you think that you're older and you know more, and you talk down upon everybody. You're never talking to anybody of your age because that's just it. You can't hang out with other 30-year-olds because other 30-year-olds are accomplished and have positive, productive things going on with their life, where all you're doing is talking about who you're fucking, how much sex you're having, your body, who's getting lit. And don't get me wrong, I like to have fun and party, but I would just hope as I get older, which I have, I don't go to the club. I'm not going to sit up here and waste all my money and time on social media talking about my body, okay, and then shaming and bullying other people and doing cyberbullying and shit in my 30s. That's not what adults should be doing, in my opinion, and that's real. Which brings me to the point. That's why you kept hanging out with people that was 5+ years younger than you, because your maturity level is still stuck on that level. You have not elevated to the next level. And again, these were red flags that I saw and chose to ignore. Okay? And because I was too focused on superficial shit. You know, I'm just keeping it real. This is why I be saying all of that. Oh, he has a 6-pack. Oh, he has a beard. Oh, she has a big ass. Oh, she has big titties. Whatever. None of that is going to matter in the long scheme of things. Because at the end of the day, a 6-pack is not going to keep a relationship going. Big titties, big ass is not going to keep a relationship going. You know what is? Personality. Money. Resources. Okay? Can you vibe with this person? Do you have anything in common with this person? Is this person dependable, respectful, accountable? What are their goals? These are things we need to be paying attention to. Not if you have a 6-pack and a beard. Not if you, because that's our problem. Especially as millennials and younger folks, Gen Z, etc. We're too superficial, in my opinion. All of the stuff that we're constantly putting up as positives, if you notice, we only talk about physical attraction. We're not talking about, is this person, mentally sane? No, you're sitting up looking at a 6-pack and off rip talking about that's the love of your life. That's where we go wrong. I'm not saying that you can't have standards when it comes to physical attraction, but at the same time, your dating standards should not solely be based on superficial shit. Okay, I'm just being real. So, yes. But I noticed with the other person, Jay was the same way. And I'll never forget, we had literally just got done turning up, and I was like, oh, I remember now. So we had just got done turning up the day before. I'm thinking, good, I can finally relax. I'm gonna go out to my grandparents' house, see my mom, go out to the pond, might do a little fishing, relax. I get a text from him, and he was like, yeah, we're going downtown. You should come through. We're just gonna, walk around, have fun, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, bro, we just got turned up yesterday. I need a break. And I told him, I'm like, actually, I'm trying to chill with family, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, so how long you gonna be with your family? And I'm like, I don't know. And I didn't really have plans on meeting up with you all today. And then he was just like, really? And, and kept going. So again, you'll get guilt tripped into coming out and doing stuff or whatever. So my dumb ass, I left from the country, drove 30 minutes into town. So I just drove through the downtown area because I really wasn't trying to be there. And I see them, and he's like waving me down. So I pull over to the side or whatever on the side of the street. And he's like, yeah, we're finna, go bar hopping. It's nice out. Have a few drinks. Let's get in. And I also noticed with him, financially speaking, he wasn't really responsible. Let's just put it like that. Because I noticed, like, cost of living is high. People deserve to be paid living wages. This is all very true. There are so many systemic issues as to why people don't have the finances they have and the resources they deserve and need. But then there's also that lack of accountability and responsibility piece, because if you're spending all your money on stupid stuff like drink alcohol and liquor and weed, but then you don't have money for bills and food, that's on you. That has nothing to do with all this other shit. You are willingly choosing to spend your money on vices instead of your responsibilities. And with him, he would constantly want everybody to hang out. And a lot of times you want to hang out and do all this shit because you don't have money. And you've even bragged about using other people and talking about how they're your sugar mamas and sugar daddies, or they're just there for the money. So you're already admitting that you're a manipulative person. Like, you don't really care about people. You're just using them because they have money and they can buy you clothes and buy you liquor and whatever. So, and you even talk, like I said, you bragged about this. Again, red flag, red flag, red flag. All this stuff was made apparent and I chose to ignore the obvious. This is why I'm constantly telling y'all, do not ignore the red flags, because the stuff that you ignore at the beginning will be the reason why you leave in the end. That's why you kind of have to have a threshold of hell no's and what you will not accept. And that's why I've been saying since last year, red flags are hell no's. Because that's how you end up. Every little time you accept a red flag or you ignore a red flag, keep in mind that shit is going to build up. And pretty soon it's going to, when it ends, you're going to look back and be like, okay, this is basically your fault because you chose to ignore obvious red flags at the beginning.